Okay, let's go further. Now, you'll love this one. Now, in light of all the articles that we just went over, I think this will warm the cockles of your heart, this one. This really will make you happy. Okay, and again, I don't just say this stuff so we can grind our teeth and these types of things. These are things that we should be, or if you feel led or convicted to, pray about. Because this, particularly this one, is as far as pseudo-Christianity, this has a lot to do with it. It's entitled, I entitled it, Apostate Pseudo-Christian Pastors Criticize Misrepresentation of Obama's Faith. This is from, I think it's Christian Broadcasting News? CBNnews.com. Anyway, several prominent Christian leaders are defending President Barack Hussein Obama in the wake of questions about his faith. A recent poll revealed that 1 in 5 Americans believe that Obama is a Muslim. Now, these are people that, maybe they've done a little bit of homework and they're finally figuring this out. Okay? But even though he's repeatedly said he's Christian, Obama's repeatedly said, I'm a Christian. Okay, well, let's look at what the Bible says. Titus 1:15 says, But unto them that are defiled and unbelieving is nothing pure, but even their mind and their conscience is defiled. I would say that's an accurate representation of him. They profess that they know God, but in works they deny him. See, all you would have to do is look at Obama's works. How could you be a born-again Christian and be the biggest ever pro-abortion advocate senator on record, which he was when he was a senator? Nobody had a more radical voting agenda on abortion than he did, that he was for it. How could you do that? How can you reconcile the two? How could you be totally pro-sodomite, pro-gay rights, pro-gay marriage, and call yourself a Christian? It's contradictory to the faith that you say you are. But he says, people don't, it's like the Christians are so, the ones that profess themselves to be Christians, it's like they're so blind that, and they have no discernment evidently. I don't want to make a blanket indictment of every single Christian on the planet because that's not fair either. But for the most part, American Christians are either totally apathetic or totally blinded or a combination of both. What else can I think? There should be outrage over these pastors defending Obama as a Christian. Like he's produced one shred of fruit since he's been in office that would indicate he's a born-again Christian. There has been none. It has been rotten fruit. So it says in Titus 1:16, they profess that they know God, but in works they deny him. Isn't that what we're talking about here? Obama keeps saying he's a Christian. Well, I know God. No, the God he knows is Allah, who is the moon god of Islam. Okay, he's nothing more than a devil or a fallen angel. That's all he is. It's not the same God of the Bible, that's for sure. They profess they know God, but in works they deny him, being abominable and disobedient, and unto every good work reprobate. I think that accurately describes that devil. Matthew 7:13 says, Enter ye in at the strait gate, for wide is the gate, and broad is the way that leadeth to destruction, and many there be that go thereat. Because strait is the gate, and narrow is the way which leadeth unto life, and few there be that find it. Do you think that Obama is on the way, is on the narrow way? Has he done one thing to indicate that he is on the narrow way of life? No. He's on the broad way, and he's taken a lot of people with him, because there's a lot of people that worship the guy like a god, or idolize him at bare minimum. Then the next verse, beware of false prophets, and I would put Obama in this, beware of false prophets, which come to you in sheep's clothing, but inwardly they are ravening wolves. That's exactly a description of him. He comes to you in sheep's clothing. He's reading off a teleprompter. It's the only way the guy can make a speech. And he's real, charismatic and this and that. And a lot of people fall for his rhetoric and his garbage. He comes as in sheep's clothing, but inwardly he's a ravening wolf. Next verse. Ye shall know them by their fruits. It's real simple. Okay? It's super simple. Ye shall know them by their fruits. Do men gather grapes of thorns or figs of thistles? Even so every good tree bringeth forth good fruit. Obama has brought forth the most wicked, sinful, evil fruit of any president I have ever seen, by far, bar none. I only thought it was bad with some of these other presidents. Obama has taken it to such a different level, and he is attacking our rights in so many different ways, it just defies description. I can't even keep up on a weekly basis with all the ways they're trying to strip us of our rights, our privacy. You could go on and on and on, and that's what we're talking about on a weekly basis. So, a good tree cannot bring forth evil fruit. Oh, hold on, I'm getting ahead of myself. Even so, every good tree bringeth forth good fruit, but a corrupt tree bringeth forth evil fruit. Exactly. A good tree cannot bring forth evil fruit, neither can a corrupt tree bringeth forth good fruit. Every tree that bringeth not forth good fruit is hewn down and cast into the fire, which is where he is destined for. Wherefore, by their fruits ye shall know them. It's real simple. In response to the accusations that Obama is not a Christian, more than 70 apostate, Laodicean, lukewarm pastors, I'm adding these other things in, more than 70 pastors and other Christian leaders signed a letter saying the personal faith of the public leaders should not be up for public debate. Oh, why? Are they beyond? Shouldn't they be scrutinized even more? I mean, the guy's the leader of America or whatever, he's the president. Shouldn't he be held under a microscope and looked at even more? No. We shouldn't even debate this. Why? Because he's president? If anything, that makes it more the thing that we need to debate and look at and scrutinize. Some of the names on the list that were defending Obama are Bishop T.D. Jakes, or I call him T.D. Fakes, Dr. Joel Hunter, and Reverend Samuel Rodriguez. Now, I'm not really familiar with the last two, but I'm going to read you a whole bunch of these people in a minute here. This is from, I guess this is a statement from them, these 70 pastors. President Obama has been unwavering in confession of Christ as Lord, and has spoken often about the importance of his Christian faith. Can you believe this? President Obama has been unwavering in confession of Christ as Lord. Now just think back to about 5, 10, 15 minutes ago. We were just going through all this stuff. And this is just one little cross-section of one study that I'm doing, essentially proving that the guy's a closet Muslim at bare minimum. He's got to be. He was born and raised that way. He's got no fruit, biblically, at all, other than rotten fruit. And these devils have the audacity, these wolves in sheep's clothing themselves have the audacity, these hirelings that have no true love for the sheep have the audacity to say this and defend this devil. Man, I tell you, it doesn't get much worse than this. I'm sorry, this just really makes me hot, because when I see the pseudo-Christian church start defending evil, the Bible says, woe to them that call evil good and good evil, that put sweet for bitter and bitter for sweet, that put light for darkness and darkness for light. This is what the modern day church is doing. And they're proud of it. They're proud of their liberality. They think that they doeth God's service, and yet they're doing Satan's service. They're not led of the Lord, they're led of Satan. If the blind leadeth the blind, they both fall into a ditch, right? Well, this is what we've got here. We've got blind pastors leading blind congregations into the ditch. That's all I can really see. I mean, I'm not saying I'm perfect. I'm not saying that I am so holier than thou and I'm so much better or whatever. I'm just pointing out, obviously. I mean, this isn't something I'm making up. This is something they're coming out with and boldly proclaiming, and it's incomprehensible to me. So, let me read you this quote again. This is a quote collectively from the 70 pastors. President Obama has been unwavering in his confession of Christ as Lord. Maybe the New Age Christ that's coming. But not Jesus Christ, that's for sure. And has spoken often about the importance of his Christian faith. The only reason that the Christian